So, new Azerite Gear in 8.1. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm actually really excited about this. I don't have any add-ons on the PTR right now, so it's not like it's easy to see it. But we have a lot of pieces with Thrash on it with the new rings. They've got like more combinations, so they don't really have a choice. But we're gonna have some interesting, really good combos. I have Thrash. You'll be able to get Thrash in pretty much every slot, which is gonna be really good. As far as like what to pair it with, that's just gonna kind of depend on how lucky you are to get and like when. This first time you'll be able to get like Thrash and then Iron for Swipe. I'll probably be doing like Thrash, Iron for Earthlink if I get this. They have a new trait. Your primary status increased by. This is normal level gear, so 385. Well, the Azerite farming, like, it won't be as bad just because, like, there's gonna be more choices that have the traits that you want as far as, like, getting the perfect pieces, you know. Just gotta get lucky there. But, so this one, you'll be able to do, like, Thrash, Iron for Earthlink, but this new trait that I actually find pretty interesting, as long as it's not gonna take up a Twisted Claws spot, because that's definitely like the best one to get for plus for sure. For raid, it kind of depends on the fight. Like right now, like Mythic Zool, I use my Thrash trait on just because it's got a pretty much 100% uptime at 5 stacks. So, but this trait, this is normal, so 385. Your primary status increased by 334 while you are above 50% health, but you take 15% more damage while below 20% health. So, you know, I'll be using that if it's not going to take up a Thrash spot, because that's really good. Definitely better than Archive. And better than Iron for sure, because it's rare that you'll have like 3 stacks. Like, you get 282 with 2 stacks from this piece at 385. And you're rarely gonna have up like 3 stacks, so like you can, but it's just like not as common. So, and I definitely want to have at least like 1 layered main on like somewhere on my gear, so I still at least have the 10% chance for this second stack. I'm not a big fan of that trait. I think it should be like 15 to 20%. 10%'s really low, but with the amount that you use Iron for, especially on like a teaming week or a fortified week, those things are just alive for longer, and with the amount of raids that you get, that's going to be really good. Traits don't stack percentage right now. The percentage won't stack, the numbers will. Like, the Thrash will always only have a 50% chance to give that, but the amount of agility will, yeah. Look at the other helms. Not Thrash on that one, so I don't really give a fuck about that. This is actually a newer, interesting trait. It's called Seductive Power. Your spells and abilities have a chance to counterbalance somebody's spectral visage, beckoning you closer. If you approach him, you gain 57 to all stats for 5 minutes, stacking up to 5 times. If you fail to heed his call, you lose a stack. So like he pops and you just gotta like run to him. I don't know, like, all stats. I'm assuming that's, like, for us, like, Agi, Stam, Crit Haste, Master Reverse. I'm assuming that. I'm not sure. I'm also curious how that would apply to, like, if you have, like, Leech, Avoidance, or Speed. I'm curious if they would add to those if you have those stats on your gear. So that'll be interesting to check out, so. That seems fun until we realize he's on the other side of the room. I think it'll be more like that trinket that we had in Antorus. Or like, they'll like drop like near you. I don't think they would do it too far. That'd be another shitty trait if they did that. They have this interesting inside row trait for an ability from your chosen affinity grants an additional bonus for 20 seconds. So if you Star Surge, you gain Leech. Ferocious Bite, you gain Speed. Regen, you gain avoidance, and swift mend, you absorb a bit of damage. I will not ever be taking that over like impassive. Impassive is just like a really good one, especially if you can get more than one on your gear. Impassive is like, if you get two, like the healing off of that's always going to be really good because it's buffed by versatility. You get extra healing off it from your mastery, things like that. So, well, you get it for 20 seconds. So if you regen, like more than once in that time, I'm assuming it's just going to refresh it. I don't think that's gonna stack. I don't think they would do it like that. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't know. There's another helm with thrash, iron fur. Another newer trait. Your spells and abilities have a chance to trigger a soul bond for 15 seconds. During this, every 5 seconds, you and your nearest ally are both healed and gain haste for 5 seconds. So does that haste stack? Cause that'd be like 2100 haste, dude. Fucking damn. If that stacks, that could be good. Like the healing wouldn't stack, but the haste might. But I'm not like again. I'm not gonna take that over having thrash and iron fur. So double stack that trait on tanks though. Yeah, definitely an idea. I'm probably only gonna have one iron fur piece on. I don't know. It depends. Stacking thrash and iron fur traits could have like some serious potential. Like you'd always have the 10%, but if you have like thrash and iron fur on 2 pieces, that's 282 agility at 385 for iron fur. That's pretty nutty. Which not only is it increasing your damage done, it's also increasing your dodge by a bit. And then is further increasing the amount of armor that you get from iron fur. So that's gonna be neat. We'll see how it works out and what drops you can fucking get. They updated the battle res trait too. When you res them, not only do they gain a larger absorb shield now, but they gain a well-fed buff for 60 agility and strength. So that's gonna be cool. Probably not gonna take that trait. Like, it's a neat idea, but still, I don't feel like it's worth it. Like, I'd rather have the extra barrier if I were to get this piece and actually use it. So we got 2 thrash iron for helms, which would be great. Shoulders. No thrash on this, I don't really care. They nerfed lively spirit. It's still gonna be, like, not bad. With like the item, I think they nerfed it because of the item level scaling, because that's still gonna be good. Stacking like 2 or 3 for like PvP, certain raid encounters. If it's gonna be like a short fight, like a 3-ish minute fight, where you can get like 1 or 2 of these off, and then the fight will end. Lively Spirit could still be good for balance even after the nerf. I don't know if the nerf is live on the PTR yet though. I have to look, but no thrash trait there. I have thrash here, and then treacherous covenant, so that'll be a good piece to have for sure. You'll be able to get like thrash, covenant, probably shimmering haven. I think about that just because like the higher keys that I'm doing, but again, I don't really want to be forced to stand in one spot. Like, it's only for 10 seconds, but I feel like I might rather have, like, a gut ripper. Maybe even a wound binder. That could be an interesting combo to play with. Damn high, they're not really doing anything to. And that Ursox endurance trait still sucks, so. What's the new rebirth? Yeah. I literally said it, I think, as you asked it. You miss being able to help others in raid with innovator trait. Druids have had so much taken away. I know. So 1 thrash shoulder with covenant on it. That's gonna be great. Mainly just because it's a constant amount of agility. So like when I say like this is good and like I like this, that's because it's a reliable trait. I don't like RNG. Like, as a tank, you want to, like, have as little RNG in your shit, like, as possible. Just because it's, like, again, just like as a tank, like you want to be able to rely on these things. So like I know if I'm above 50% health, I'm gonna have this extra agi, and it's gonna motivate me more to maybe take a little bit more care of myself. I'm pretty good about managing my cooldowns at this point. But that's gonna kind of motivate me a little more to take care of myself so I can keep my damage up. As a bear, you are able to like sit there and eat more to the face than most of the other tanks. Like especially outside of your cooldowns, you can just handle more than maybe like I think Monk might be the only like comparable one as far as just like being able to sit there and just like eat shit. So you rarely die unless you've gotten no healing for too long, or if you know like extra shit just gets pulled or like whatever. But I really like traits that are like reliable. Like Thrash is reliable. The agility from Ironfur is reliable. The 10% chance is not. So like again, I think they need to buff that number up. I feel like 20% would be better. Still not like a high number, but not such a low chance. Like 10 is just really shitty. And then the other shoulders, no Thrash. I don't really give a fuck about these either. So there's really only one Thrash shoulder that we'll be able to get, but at least it has good traits on it. So Covenant Thrash, Gemhide, Woundbinder could be good. Depends on the proc chance, really. I've never looked at that. Here, actually, let's look at that. I've never looked at that, and if it's gonna be on a raid piece, Woundbinder. Is it 2 words? No, it's 1 word. Proc chance. Comments? But does this include passives like Ysera's? Fuck this sound. Can make it a guarantee like every 20 seconds? 2 procs per minute is listed on the triggered effect. Why don't I have that then? About 2 procs per minute. That's not bad. I would be curious to see what that guy say. Does this include passives like Ysera's after letting a tanking dummy wail on me for a few minutes? It does not appear that Ysera's growth to proc Woundbinder. However, I feel like it's worth noting that one of the pulses of Rejuve did trigger it, so hot spells might offer more procs than lump sum healing spells. Like regen would probably be there. No. Like he's asking if Ysera's gift would proc Woundbinder, and it doesn't seem like it does. I mean, Ysera's gift is what, like once every 4 seconds or something, so I don't know, that'll require some testing. Some science. It's all for science. On the chess pieces, Ironfur, Bonded Souls, not a piece I'll be after. Another chess piece, Thrash and Ironfur or Treacherous Covenant on this. Would definitely be taking Thrash and Covenant on this. Azerite Veins, they need to fix this tooltip. I tested this earlier today and it's fucked, dude. It's not right. It only lasts for 8 seconds and the minimum heal is not what the tooltip says. Because I was definitely not at full health and that shit had a minimum healing of like 1k. So I put in a bug report, but I'm kind of pissed off about that. Because not only is the trait inaccurate in multiple ways, but it also just sucks. Like, they need to fix that, because it definitely doesn't last for 18 fucking seconds. I don't know, like, I don't know if they ninja nerfed it or what, but they need to fix that, because that's not right. It doesn't heal for that much, and it only lasts for 8 seconds, not 18. It's fucked up, Blizz. You need to fix that shit, dude. So, like, Thrash, Covenant, movement speed for sure, and probably heed my call. If they don't do something with the Azerite Veins, like, it's not bad. But especially like if you're with like a resto druid, it could be better. But if you're with like a monk or like a pally, like somebody that has like more healing that's kind of bursty, that's more likely to just straight top you off. Azerite Veins is not ideal. It could have potential if you want your healer to maybe be doing more damage, which becomes more valuable in the higher keys that you do. Could have potential there. That's gonna require some more testing. They need to fix the fucking tooltip though, because it's not right. I honestly like that shit's annoying. So that's the middle chest. What about the other chest? No thrash on it, so whatever. I don't really care. So there's one thrash chest that has good traits from Mechatork. We've got the shoulders from Jadefire Masters that are gonna be good for sure, with claws and covenant. Raid traits kind of vary. For raid, like it's really just like use whatever traits you want, dude. Oh, that's right. So they have another new trait, Burst of Savagery. Consuming gore grants you 470 mastery for 5 seconds and has a 15% chance to activate gore again. So you just get like multiple mangles. That'll be a good trait for raid for sure. If you are on like a single or 2 target fight, the thrash trait kind of falls off. So like other traits that have could be good. Like I'm testing the survival instincts trait on Mythic Mithrax right now, where my guild is currently progressing at. Like it's all right. That one will definitely be a good raid trait. So heal every 4 seconds instead of the 5. Oh, that Ysera's trait. I know what you mean. It's too like, cause that requires you to like have rejuves active in bear, and that's not like. I really prefer not to be throwing out external heals, and even when I do, it's on a boss mechanic where like they have it cast or like they're doing something to somebody else, and I really only have time for one cast, and usually I'm gonna cast Wild Growth there anyway. I don't really cast like rejuve except like there's fights like Trothak where like a tornado is kind of a long cast, so like I'll throw out like Wild Growth and like a rejuve on somebody who might be low, and like a Swift Mend, and then I'll be back in bear to make sure that I'm not gonna, you know, not get fucking trucked. But I don't throw out rejuves more than I throw out like Wild Growths and Swift Mends when I'm in bear, so. Which is more often than a lot of people think. There's a lot of like windows that you have to throw out healing. You just have to like be aware, learn the mechanics of things. All these people saying that you can't hop out of bear to heal, or like, no, you're gonna die, you're gonna get one shot. It's like, dude, no, you're not. Just be smart about it. If you're on trash, you need to set it up. You need to use like a roar or like a typhoon. Swift mend yourself, throw out a Wild Growth, and if you're geared and building verse and then haste and then mastery like you should be, like it's not hard. It's not hard. Like I've never. The only time that I ever get like concerned about hopping out of bear is in like freehold when I'm fighting like the fucking harpooners and they can just randomly grip you in, and it's just like I'm being gripped and not in bear, I'm gonna fucking die. So you heal on Gahoon where you can or headed, yeah, dude, like. I was definitely doing that, like, Vectus was actually a really good example. Like, I was, anytime he goes down, I would kill, like, I'd have the ad, we'd kill the ad, because my proc warrior would leap out to pull him away, so he wouldn't start his liquefaction, whatever the fuck, liquefy, in, like, the middle of the room. And like I'm healing. Like I throw out Wild Growth. I'm throwing heals on my healers. I'm healing up the other tank. Like if anybody who's still like upset about the way that bear is right now, if anything, like staying on like a positive note and not just like sitting here complaining like all the cunts on the Guardian Druid Discord. Yes, I said cunts on the Guardian Druid Discord because they would much rather sit there and cry about how bad bear is and this and like argue with you about what's bad or good, even though they don't. Most of them don't even play their bears. I'm I'm saying that way because it's like not in just like a straight sense of like, oh fuck those guys. It's more like, why are you like this? Like, the Discord that you have here is meant for y'all to be a community of y'all talking to each other and trying to help each other out. Instead, it's become like a hub of people just to like bitch and complain and whine and argue like over nothing, and then they'll eventually end up start talking about like other things, like other tanks and things. And I'm like, dude, that's not the point of this thing that you're doing. So yes, I'm officially saying that the Guardian Druid Discord is not a good source for anybody trying to learn how to play bear. You don't want to go there. Not now, at least. Like, in the current state that that's in, those guys, like, they're not helpful. They're combative. They're argumentative. They refuse to accept anything besides the fact that, like, you saying, "Oh, thanks, dude. I'm glad. Thanks." Like, if you try to counterpoint anything that these guys say, like, they jump down your throat. Like, I've been on there twice, and I have left that server twice because those guys are just whiny bitches right now. I wish it was not like that, but hopefully, you know, hopefully one of you guys might see this. Probably not, but if you happen to see this and you're a mod or you're on the Discord there, I'd really like to see some improvements there for y'all, because as it is, like, dude, there's nothing wrong with submitting feedback about things that you think are wrong or could be better or whatever. But if you're legit just gonna sit there and complain and bitch and whine, dude, like, you're not helpful and nobody should be coming to you for anything. So that's like my little rant about the Guardian Druid Discord and like the Dream Grove, like all these guys, even the guys that make the guides for like Wowheads and like Icy Veins, dude. Like, these guys are not good at bear. They don't play it. They don't test anything that they tell you in their like guides. Like, it's useless information. So you have this problem that in big pulls you lose aggro and can't get it back. Your item level may be a reason. Well, what's your item level? And are you like AoE pulls is pretty much just like strictly thrash, swipe, 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 thrash. Like, you swipe or you thrash once and you swipe 3 times and then you thrash. Like, no matter what amount of haste you have, like, you can get 3 swipes in between the cooldown on thrash. So you've really just gotta like have faith in your shit to like do the work for you. Anyways, let me like end this little video segment here. I really just wanted to talk about some of these traits and combos because I'm excited for the new raid and the Azerite Gear that we're going to be able to have. Chest piece from Mechatork is going to be really good. Shoulders from... The shoulders from Jadefire Masters are going to be really good for bear. And then you've got 2 choices for helms. You've got the helm off of Champion of the Light. Twisted Claws being the goal. I'm mainly talking about M+. As I said, like, raid traits kind of vary depending on the fight and like what's happening. If you're in like a big ad fight, if you've got like 2, 3 or more targets the whole time, the thrash trait will still be good. Agility is really like king right now for bears outside of like verse and then haste and then mastery. Any like single target fight or like 2 targets is kind of debatable. It really depends on like the mechanics of the fight, what traits you're gonna want to have, and also obviously depends on what gear you've been like lucky enough to get. But so yeah, so the helm off of Champions of the Light will be good. And the helm off of Stonewall Blockade will be good. So thankfully we're getting rid of Archive and like Laser Matrix and all that shitty stuff, and we're going back to like just getting traits. They're adding new stuff, they're changing some traits around. So I'm really looking forward to the new raid and the Azerite Gear that we're going to be able to get. I'll be putting out an updated bear guide for 8.1 a little closer, just to make sure that I'll be able to have all the changes that are happening. I just don't want to miss anything when I put that out. For those of you who have been here for like a while, I like to take a bit of pride in like the guides that I put out and like being fully confident in the things that I say in them. So we'll have that out. Have faith in your thrash and your swipe. Brutal. Even like, dude, I still have to throw out taunts every now and then. Sometimes PTR, dude. Good old PTR. Automatic camera adjust. I still have to throw out taunts like here and there, but put Skull and X on easy keybinds to use. Mark your targets up. Stay active on your rotation. Use, like, play your spec. Like, play the spec that you're playing, and you'll see, like, eventually a threat. Like, not a big issue. Azerite's more of an issue in, like, acquiring traits that will be good for you, but you know, that's its own set of issues. At least we're getting the Mythic Plus vendor, so that's going to be good. But that'll be the end of this. Updated 8.1 bear guide coming, and hopefully we're working hard. We got a few good push weeks coming up. Get ready for 8.1. You're going to be getting Vortex and 12% more damage. So look forward to that. 8.1 is going to be really good. We've got 2 good push weeks prior to 8.1, and then the week the 8.1 launches, we're gonna have fortified teaming quaking. So you're gonna be doing like a bunch of fat pulls, getting these keys done. There's really no reason to be not doing keys in time that first week at 8.1, on top of like the 2 weeks before that. So I'm really gonna try to stay #1 UI. I'm trying to like work my way up the ranks. I really just want to make sure people are getting like proper info. Personally, as y'all have seen, I'd rather just, you know, continue to find things that'll work and do the best with what we have while providing the feedback that I do. I'd really prefer not to sit here and bitch and moan. I like Bear. It's always going to be my main. I love the spec. I love the idea behind it. I love being a shapeshifter. Being able to heal and do all this shit and like tank and do all this. So is Mastery that bad? Because you stack Master Verse. So if so, I probably won't start changing stats at 8.1. Mastery's not bad. Mastery is a good stat to gear up with, but then once you're like geared like 360 plus, Verse and then Haste and then Mastery is going to be more beneficial. I like the Verse Haste build, just because I'm getting more healing, well, more absorbs off my Earth Warden, especially on like fortified weeks. It's great. Tyrannical weeks is great because bosses are just fucking chunking you. I do keys all the time on stream, and I've been tanking on Mythic Raid, so I'm always like talking to chat, showing healing meters, showing my damage meters. Like, swing by the stream, come by, talk, chat, ask questions, ask to see meters. Like, I'm not shy to show anything, dude. Like, I'm also not afraid to fail. Like, I'll try my damnedest, but I'm not afraid to fuck up. I don't like it. Making mistakes sucks, but I'm not afraid to like make mistakes. Like, it's a video game. Like, we all need to chill out a bit on that side. So 12% for both Mastery and Verse. You could probably drop about 4% Mastery there for some haste if you can. I don't know where your enchants are, Novice, but you can definitely afford to lose some of your Mastery as long as you have enough health to deal with like the mechanics that we have to deal with. Like, that's all that matters. If you have enough health, like, stats become definitely more important, and especially more important coming up in 8.1, because we're gonna be able to have more. So like, I'll be able to have more Verse, more Haste, and more Mastery behind that, just as like passive increases on like the item level boosts that we get. So I mean, getting stats is about to be a lot easier come like this new raid. Once the Mythic raid is out, Mythic Plus should be going up to plus 15. Should be. With the way the gear is scaling, that's gonna, oh yeah, we almost forgot about that. Shit, they're updating the loot from dungeons as well. So like, freehold normal dungeons will be dropping 340 gear. Heroic dungeons will be dropping 355 gear. The Azerite pieces will still only have like their set amount of traits. It's not like it's not purple. So at least right now, but either way, heroic dungeons will be dropping 355 loot, and then mythic dungeons will be dropping 370 loot. This could change, it is PTR, but at the moment this is where it is. It seems weird though. That's dude, that can't be real. Hey, what the fuck? Cause that's like plus 10 loot. There's no way, dude. They should be waiting till like 8.2 to do that, right? There's no way reg mythics are gonna drop. Unless you're gonna up the loot that we're getting from Mythic Plus, and they're just gonna keep the cap at 10. And then Mythic Plus 10s will be dropping. What's the Mythic raid item level? Shit. Mythic Dazar'alor is gonna be dropping 415 base loot. The last boss dropping a higher item level? No, of course not. 415 loot. So that means if that's gonna be that way, Mythic 10s would be dropping 400 loot. There's no way reg mythics are gonna drop 400. That's not the same as what I looked at last time. Maybe that's just on PTR for like testing purposes? What the fuck? There's no way, dude. There's no way. That's gotta be fucked up. So never mind. That's not that can't be real. That's so weird. I thought they would update it to like normal is dropping like 325, heroics dropping like 340, and then mythics dropping like 355, and then mythic 10s dropping 400 would then be appropriate based on the scaling that we have right now with the item level boost, based on like the level of key that you're doing. I don't know. That's fucked up. I don't think that's real. That can't be real. But that's it, dudes. End of that video. Thank y'all. Hit me up on Twitch, twitch.tv/NahilOfTheBear. We're here on YouTube. I'll get back to your comments as soon as I can. It's definitely easier to get back to me or hit me up on Twitch. Swing by and chat. As I said, hang out, talk, chat. Ask your questions. I'm here to help. I'd much rather bring everybody up than try to keep everybody down and stay on top. It's not the way it should be. We should all be trying to help each other and work together. And that's kind of like the whole idea behind like raids and keystones and like an MMORPG in general is like working together, helping each other, learning together, growing together, just like IRL. So y'all take it easy, and I'll see you again soon.